Hi everyone, Ayumilove here, back again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. So in this video, I'll be covering the new hero that was released today on the 20th of July 2022. So let's check them out together. So based from this update notice, they have added one new legendary hero who is known as Rick. He's a wood affinity hero from the Titan Island. And the next two new heroes are Epic, and they are Augustine, who's a dark affinity hero from the Soul Plunders, and Hazel, a water affinity hero from the Free Cities. So it's been quite a while where the Ace developers have yet to add new heroes for the elite rarity. Hopefully they add some of them. So for players who are not a heavy spender, they probably can use those elite heroes to help them in certain parts of the game. And let's check out these heroes together. Let's head over to the index, and the first legendary hero is located in the Titan Island. And okay. So this is Rick. He has a cool introduction animation. His character design is like is it a mouse? A rat? He has two ears and one long tail. I'm not sure is it a squirrel or rat or mouse. But this is a fluffy tail. And this character has a rope around him and has mini... is it daggers? Very unique dagger that is built with like light. But he's wearing yellow robe around him. Probably he will stand out a lot because the yellow color just seeks attention from people. Maybe this one is squirrel because there's a nut around his neck here. Pretty cool design. Alright, so let's check out his Rick's overall stats. He has an S rating for attack, A rating for critical rate, and B rating for health, defense, and speed. So probably based from his overall stats, we know that he's an attacker because he has a very high base attack and critical rate. And let's check out the traits and abilities. So Rick's trait is known as Markman. Grants stealth for 1 turn at the start of each round. Okay, and 50% critical resistance while in stealth mode. And once he is ascended, his critical resistance increased from 50% up to 100%. So basically this means that... oh, okay, so if you use Rick against like another enemy team against the attacker hero, would use a high amount of critical damage, you'll be able to convert that critical damage into a regular damage without the critical multiplier, which allows him to survive in the battle. And it seems that this stealth mode has been buffed as well. I'm not sure when it was buffed. Previously, the stealth mode, right, prevents the your opponent from targeting your hero. But this time, right, it also improves the stealth mode to reduce the area splash damage by 30% in the arena only. Interesting. Okay, this effect is removed when attacked. Unremovable. Oh, this is pretty cool. So you can only remove this stealth mode when you attack the person, but you cannot use like water prison spell or any spells to remove it if the ability does not do that damage. Okay, this is very interesting. So based from this trait, right, I will not build him pretty fast, because if you build a Rick like very fast, like 180 speed, he'll be able to take that round, and then his stealth mode will end because it's one turn duration. So if you make him to go first before the enemies, then you will not be able to benefit from this protection from the with the critical resistance. So probably I'll just build him slow but with a high amount of attack, critical and critical damage. Alright. This is pretty interesting, but I'm not so sure how many ascensions do you need to ascend to the next one. Because if it's 50% resistance, it basically means 50% chance success rate to convert that critical damage into a regular damage. Alright, so his next ability is Vigilante. His basic ability deals 100% damage, 30% additional damage if marked, to an enemy and applies defense down for 2 turns. Alright, so Mark of Doom is basically his unique debuff that he can apply. I wonder whether this unique debuff has any duration because it does not mention. And probably we'll need to check the other skills here to see which skills or ability that applies this Mark of Doom. Okay, this defense down is like the small version of defense down. It's not the 50% defense down. Okay, this one is quite basic. So Rick's special ability is known as Doom Assassin. This character counter attacks against the use of an ability by any enemy affected by Mark of Doom while in stealth state, dealing 100% damage while ignoring defense up, damage reduction, or shield effects on the target. Cool. So basically, this special ability is like a counter attack ability on Rick, and it can only activate when he's on stealth mode and Mark of Doom. I don't really like these conditions, but this one will provide. This one will provide him. Is it like? Yeah, these conditions. So basically, you need him to go. Let's say, right, if you use Rick on this, let's say Rick goes last in the battle. He attacks the enemy, maybe applies the Mark of Doom. Then on the next round, you will gain this stealth mode every round. Only then. So in order to make use of this Doom Assassin, right, his counter attack ability, this one only works if you can make him survive to move to the next round, to the second round, third round, fourth round. Then only you'll be able to benefit from his counter attack ability. If Rick gets killed on the first round, right, then this special ability does not benefit him at all. And for the second part, right, he will counter attack using this skill, which ignores defense up, damage reduction, or shield effect. It's basically similar to the nerf version of Vance, because previously, right, Vance trait will be able to ignore all buff, but now they nerf it to similar to this one, this 3 buff only: defense up, damage reduction, and shield. Okay, alright, so let's check out his ultimate ability. So this ultimate ability has a 4-turn cooldown, which boosts his accuracy. So probably you do not need to build him with high amount of focus. Wait, this is accuracy, not focus. Wait, let me check again. I don't see any accuracy stats here. Probably it's a different version, is it? I thought it's referring to focus. Interesting. I thought it's either focus or precision. But what it means by boost accuracy? Probably is it for the precision? I'm not so sure. Maybe is it worded wrongly or what? Deals 150% damage to an enemy, ignores 30% of the target defense, and inflicts Mark of Doom. The defeat of any enemy affected by a Mark of Doom refreshes this character's ultimate. Oh, okay. So basically this is Rick's only ability that applies the Mark of Doom. And this marker doesn't have any debuff duration, so it will be applied permanently on the enemy. So if you're able to have Rick apply this Mark of Doom on every enemies, right? So whenever the enemy uses any ability, he'll be able to counter attack. So this is very, very, very interesting method of counter attack. It's like a permanent counter attack, but you need to apply this Mark of Doom and have him in stealth mode. Probably with this skill, probably he'll be good in what's it called, divine set. So whenever he counter attacks, no, Because his basic ability does not apply any mark of doom, only this one. So Divine Sight also does not really work well for him. Okay. Probably either build him with high amount of attack stats or assassin set to deal additional damage. It'd be cool if he's able to apply this Mark of Doom on his basic ability, then that will synergize very well with the Divine Set, because Divine Set allows him to counter attack at 30% success rate. Okay, so overall, his skills... So basically, he's an attacker hero based from all of his skills, and he's capable of performing counter attack, so you do not need to give him like a Divine Set to counter attack, because Divine Set is only 30%. However, this one is like 100%. If you're able to apply this, able to achieve these two conditions, Mark of Doom and Stealth State. And the easiest way to achieve this state is to build him slow. Let the enemies go first, then he'll just attack and using his Shadowmaster. But the difficult part would be having him to survive in the next round. He will need to have him to survive in the first round, so that he can make use of his special ability, the Doom Assassin. Alright, so let's check out the hero guide from the Ace developers. They suggested Recurse Set, Assassin Set, and Divine Set. A Divine Set is good if the enemies is attacking him. Because if the marked enemies attack him, if he has a ability to counter attack, he'll deal extra 30% damage. That probably also will work well for this additional damage. And apply the defense down. Alright, so this is the first character. Let's move on to the next heroes, who are the epic one. Alright, so the next epic will be in the Holy Light Empire.
I do so love magic.
So this is Hazel. She doesn't have any hero animation compared to the existing epic heroes. So her overall character design, she reminds me of Jacob, because Jacob also wear a mask that covers one of his eyes. Hazel also wears some kind of feather mask on her left eye. Not sure why they do that. Probably it's a character design. And her outfit is pretty like classy, and she wields a long staff. Alright, pretty cool. And let's check out her overall stats. She has a A rating for speed, B rating for attack, health and defense, and C rating for critical rate. So probably she's not an attacker. She is probably either a debuffer or a support hero who performs a healing or applying a negative effects. So let's check out her abilities. So her first ability is known as the Dark Blessing trait. Deals 100% damage to all enemies upon 4 consecutive team attacks to one enemy within the current round. Within the current round? Is this oh, okay, so it's an AoE attack. So you need to have at least 4 heroes in your team to perform the attack on that single enemy. And once you successfully do that, you will trigger this AoE damage that deals 100% damage and also applies the speed down to all of those heroes for 2 turns. Apply stun to the main target for 1 turn with a 60% chance to inflict stun on other enemies for 1 turn. Wow, this is like a crowd control skill. And he has a long skill cooldown, which is 3 rounds. Oh, it's 3 rounds, not 3 turns. Okay. And once you ascend her, this will reduce the skill cooldown. No, it's not skill cooldown. It reduces the round to 2 rounds. So probably is to not make her too overpowered, I think. If let's say if your team, right, has less 1 hero, right, maybe killed by the enemy, that means this trait will not work at all. Because let's say if you have 3 heroes, that means that's only 3 consecutive team attacks. Does it also work with joint attacks? So let's say if Hazel is paired with Jacob, and Jacob has this ultimate ability that performs multiple attacks, does it also trigger this trait? You'll need to test this out to fully understand how Hazel's Dark Blessing trait works. Because right, if it's only counting the heroes that attack, right? And if you only have less than 4 heroes, then this trait will not work. Or is it means that you need to have at least it calculates the number of attacks from each hero. So let's say if Jacob perform 4 attacks using his ultimate and this triggers the trait, then it'll make more sense for this trait to work, or otherwise it will not be so beneficial. Okay, so pretty cool. It's like a crowd control and speed down. So her next ability is known as the Dark Orb, which is her basic ability that deals 100% damage to an enemy and heals whichever ally has the least health. Healing skills with this character's max health. So this skill is really basic. It's similar to the Elite Hero Abort as well as the newly released Legendary Hero. There's 2, I think. Yeah, this skill is similar to Abort as well as the Legendary Hero there. Okay. So basically she's a healer and a debuffer. Okay. Her next ability would be Swift Recompense. Special ability 3 turns cooldown. Heals a team member and removes all negative effects from them. Healing skills with this character's max health. Okay, so this one is similar to Mitesia's special ability, which has a disadvantage where it does not remove negative effect from them first. Only then it heals them. So basically, right, if your allies have this unhealable debuff on them, this healing will not work on them. So this healing will be skipped and then you remove the unhealable negative effect. Okay. So these 2 skills, her basic and special, are healing. So she's like she's more suited for a defensive team that perform healing. And last but not least, her ultimate ability known as the Wings of Fury, which has a 4 turn skill cooldown, heals a team member based on the amount of this character's max health and applies max health up to the target for 2 turns. I mean, why? Why do they do like this? It doesn't make sense. The Edge developers should apply the max health up to Hazel first, so that she has more health pool to perform more healing to the target. That would make more sense. But this time, right, she heals the team member, then only applies the max health up. I wonder why they designed this ultimate skill like this. Probably it will make more sense to apply the max health up on herself first, so she has more health, then heals the team member for more healing. Alright, so basically her overall skill is somewhat underwhelming for an epic hero. Her abilities for the basic, special, as well as her ultimate is all about healing. And yeah. And only her trait is the one that applies the negative effect. So probably I'll just build her as tanky as possible. Maybe a high amount of health and defense, so she can tank the damage and heal her allies. But as a healer, why her health is so low? 5,000. And this one is not an S rating or A rating. A healer with low base health. I'm not sure why they decided to do like this. Wait, unless the rating... Wait, let me quickly do a quick check on other heroes first. So as you notice here, right? Natasha as a healer, she has 7,000 health. And I think Hazel is Hazel is only the second epic hero that was introduced as a healer. So if we check here, right, heal, and select the epic heroes, I think Hazel is the second. Yeah, Hazel is the second water affinity hero. Second epic hero catering for the water affinity. So currently we only have a fire. from Hazel. And wow, the name is pretty close. Hazel and Hazel. They could come up with a more better name. Hazel and Hazel. Alright, so probably they want to introduce this healer to fill up the gaps because there's not much epic hero that provide healing. So probably that's why they introduce Hazel here. Okay, pretty interesting. But kind of underwhelming as a healer. I'm not so sure why they designed her such a way because she has less health but a lot of speed. But why I want her to go first in battle? Okay, let's say if I build her very fast, what can she do? Because right, if she goes first but all of the heroes are already in in full health, she wouldn't be able to provide much benefit like healing. Unless she go first to perform the attack. But for a healer role, probably I will just build her with high health and defense to make her tanky. And probably better in like revival set for higher difficulties in the game. So let's see what's the hero guide from the Ace developers. So they say recommended to pair with Garrel to trigger Hazel trait ability regularly. So probably I think, yeah, probably my hypothesis is correct. She needs to pair with a lot of maybe like counter attack heroes like Garrel, Thomas. Maybe who's that? Probably a lot of attacker heroes that has this counter attack ability and joint attacks. Then she'll be able to perform this Dark Blessing. So probably that's one way to use her. But this one will only activate for like, you need to wait for 2 rounds for it to recharge back. Okay, so basically a healer. So where will I use her? Basically from a skill. So if you're lacking of a healer, then probably you can use her there. Whether it's in Ruffle Flirt, I don't think she would be good in Bane Wraith or Roaring Tulpa or Gemini Dragon. Probably it's more generic areas like Void Tower if you do not have a healer such as like Mitasia. You'll need to playtest her to see where's her where she will shine best. If you guys have any idea, do let me know down in the comment below. Alright, so let's move on to the third hero.
We are but playthings.
Alright.
Of the dark.
Augustine looks similar to an anime character. If you know this character, he's like Hajime Nagumo. I'll post a picture here so that you guys also can see. Basically, his character design is like similar to him. He wears like a gauntlet, has a white hair, and has an eye patch. But instead of wielding guns, he wields a large sword. Pretty cool design. Most probably it's like copied from another character design, maybe from anime or another game. Alright, so basically his character design is very simple. Mostly like armor here and one glittering sword with a purple theme here. Not sure this one is made of gem with metal. And I'm not sure, is this a scar? His scar looks really weird. Okay. Alright, so let's check out his overall stats. He has an A rating for attack and critical rate, B rating for health and speed, and C rating for defense. So he's a squishy attacker hero. And probably I'll build him with high amount of attack, critical rate for more damage output. And let's check out his ability. His ability known as his trait is known as Loyalist. Counter attacks with this character's ultimate upon taking non-critical damage. Cooldown is 1 round. And upon ascending him, he will be able to reduce the critical damage taken by 30%. So probably he will be able to sustain against attacker heroes from the opposing team. But I wonder why they provide him with this trait. Usually it's against critical damage, like similar to Lightwing Zachary. But this one is not critical damage, which is very interesting. Right. So probably if they mention this, probably he will be good against defensive team. So let's say if you use Augustine against like a fully defensive team like Tashir, Etasia, Blackhorn and Hackrin or Bran, then probably he can counter attack with his... Whoa, he counter attacks with his ultimate ability. That's pretty powerful. We need to check his ultimate ability. But what if his ultimate ability is on cooldown? Would this still activate? Or would it just ignore the ultimate skill cooldown? So let's say if I build him very fast, use his ultimate, then the slower enemy team attack him. Will it be prevented to be used? We'll need to test this out. If it ignores the character's ultimate cooldown that Augustine have already used, then probably this will make him very powerful. Alright, let's check out his next ability, Shadow Slice. Deals 100% damage to one enemy and applies Annihilable for 2 turns. So yeah, I think he'll be most probably used as a PvP hero against like a defensive team that relies heavily on healing. Alright, but then you need to build him with high focus. Usually, right, for attacker heroes, the Age developers has revamped attacker heroes who applies this negative effect, right? They will have this self-boosting focus stats. But this one does not have. So probably if you want to rely on this unhealable, then you need to build him with some focus stats. Alright. This next ability is known as Eternal Twilight. This special ability deals 40% damage to light targets or light affinity heroes and 50% splash damage to other enemies. Wow. Wait, 50%? So the stat... So let's say if he's attacking... this one we need to test it out. Does this apply for both basic and ultimate? If let's say if his ultimate applies, right, then well, this would deal extra damage to them. Is it 50% of his basic? If 50% of this 100% would be 50%, okay. 40% damage to light. Probably this one is just 50% flat and not like... Wait, so his ultimate deals 180%. Is it 90% half of this damage or is it just flat 50%? You need to test this out as well. If it's like 50% of that ultimate damage, right, that would be super powerful. Okay, so let's check out his ultimate. His ultimate has a 4-turn cooldown. It's known as the Hunter's Blade. Deals 180% damage to an enemy. Removes a positive effect from the target. Restores health equal to 50% of damage dealt. And grants a 15% defense pierce effect, max 3 stacks. Oh, this one is similar to Cyrus buff. This one does not has any buff duration, so probably you'll stack up until 45%. Which makes him a great candidate against tanky heroes. Also like tanky heroes such as like Betasia, Hackrin, they like to put a buff on themselves, so this one will be able to remove it. But in order to remove positive effect, you also need him to be built with some focus stats. At least 60 to 80% focus stat. For like early to mid game, probably like 40%. 40 to 50% for later game. Probably you will increase it from 60 to 80. And for a higher arena, maybe like 100%, 100 to 120. But the more focus you build on him, right, then his attack will be reduced. But this would be countered by... this will be negated by this defense pierce. So you still can do slightly some damage, even though you build him with some focus stats. So probably if you want to build Augustine with a balanced build, probably you want to focus on attack, critical rate, critical damage, and some focus. Wait, he already has inbuilt focus stats, huh? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, is it all dark heroes has 30% additional focus? Yeah. Let's do a quick check. Oh yeah. So basically, dark and light heroes have
Knows the
additional focus stats. So probably that's the reason why they provided these heroes with a negative effect. This will make more sense. So probably you can gain additional like maybe 30-40% focus from your gears, reach around about 70 to 80% focus to go against enemies with high resistance. Yeah, but his speed is pretty slow. So probably I'll just build him with a lot of attack, critical rate, critical damage, and some focus to counter against highly resistance tanky team. So for his use case, right, it's most probably a PvP arena hero, not much of a PvE content hero. Mostly used against defensive team. Alright, so that's basically it on my first impressions on these 3 heroes. Do let me know down in the comments below on what hero you like the most based from this release. And are you going to summon them? Because currently there's 300% rate up for this new legendary hero rig. And I only have 4 advanced summoning crystals, so probably later I will get some more in order to try to get the epic heroes. I rather get the new epic heroes rather than legendary because it's much more easier to get them compared to legendary heroes because they require less summon to get them. Alright, so that's the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay up to date whenever I upload a new video. Probably I will upload another video that shows my summoning session. See whether I can get either of these 3 new heroes or the last week's new epic heroes, which are Jabez, and there's another dark hero as well. Can't remember her name. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to support me, you can donate to my PayPal or you can be a patron by being a patron at my channel at patreon.com/Ayumilove. If you'd like to learn more about Awaken Chaos Era, you can visit my website at ayumilove.net. Alright, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!